Hey everybody, this is Stephen Verway, and when I was younger, I used to go four-wheeling all the time out by our house. I was 12 at the time, so the four-wheeler I was on was massive to me because I did like a little kid. It was real fun though. So we had this canal running by our house. We made like a big U shape in a certain spot, and in the middle of it, there's a big swampy area, and in the middle of that swampy area, there's a little drainage ditch running through there. And of course, this warm, lazy afternoon in the spring, I decided to take our four-wheeler down there and have some fun. So I proceeded to, kick up a ton of mud as I was driving along and just being a boy. And I spotted this area with some extra mud and water and stuff. So I commenced to drive over there like so I was having the time of my life over there, and then all of a sudden I was driving along, and then I was like that little ditch I mentioned earlier ran right through the middle of that extra muddy area, and I pretty much half buried the four-wheeler. The two right tires were completely under, and to top it off, I had high centered it, which means I couldn't really, there's literally nothing that I could do by myself. I was kind of stuck bad. So the dang four-wheeler weighs about 700 pounds, so there's no way that a little 12-year-old like me could move that thing even an inch. So luckily, it was only like a 5-minute jog from home, so I started the walk of shame home, knowing that I was going to meet some soon-to-be annoyed parents. Fortunately, Dad wasn't home, so I didn't get the reprimand that I rightly deserved and knew was coming. It did come later. Unfortunately, Dad wasn't home, so he couldn't help me get the four-wheeler unstuck. And I was by myself. Mom was there, and she suggested that I take a plywood board out and try and shove it under the tires to get some traction and drive it out. So I walked back with the board with some high hopes that I'd be pretty much scot-free in a couple minutes, except it didn't work. So I did the walk of shame back again, but this time I discovered that my older brother, who was probably 18 or 19 at the time, was back from work. And I was like, yes, because he'd been in this situation many times before me. The only difference was the four-wheeler he used was half as small as the four-wheeler I was using. So it took us several hours in our uncle's four-wheeler to finally pull that thing out of the mud. It was a long day. It's a long day. So here's a picture of the same four-wheeler that I was driving, except this isn't ours. This is some picture I pulled off the internet. Just imagine a much smaller person riding that, and you'd have a pretty good idea of what I was doing. There you go. So the moral of the story, boys and girls, is don't risk it for the biscuit unless you know exactly what you're getting into. Otherwise, you'll end up stuck like me with no hope of getting out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.